Hi. The broad liar who is running for president who I'd like to talk about today is Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is a traitor. She's a major in the U.S. Army National Guard, and she's violating the oath she took to defend us and the Constitution from domestic enemies. In fact, Tulsi Gabbard is a domestic enemy who sits in Congress and commits treason against us every day by refusing to file a bill to repeal the Federal Reserve Act. The Federal Reserve Act is owned by enemies of the United States, the same family who started the War of 1812 against us. Does Tulsi Gabbard know this? She has to know this. I was a military officer. I served from 79 to 83. I didn't know this. There was no internet. There was certainly no newspapers, magazines, or anything else telling us about the crime that is the Federal Reserve and how it conquered the United States in 1913 and stole our freedom from us. But now with the internet being around for the last 25 years or so, everybody has seen information about the Federal Reserve and the fact that it is not owned by the United States, but is owned by our enemies, the Rothschild family. Tulsi Gabbard has not filed a bill asking Congress to declare war on the Rothschild family. She is thus abetting the Rothschild family and helping them rob everyone in the United States. The Rothschilds have destroyed our freedom by infesting our government with tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of their attorneys to turn what was freedom into a horror show where we are ruled by laws made by enemies of the United States known as attorneys. Our founders barred attorneys from working in our government. But there they are. Attorneys owned and controlled by the Rothschild family who own the Federal Reserve Bank and our TV networks are in every corner of our government. Tulsi Gabbard isn't telling you this, so she's lying about it by keeping her mouth shut. She's lying about the Federal Reserve by keeping her mouth shut. She's lying about how mercury in vaccines causes autism by keeping her mouth shut. That's what every candidate from the Democrats or Republicans who is allowed on TV to lie to you is doing. Every one of them is lying by keeping their mouths shut about the real issues in the United States. Why would anyone think about voting for Tulsi Gabbard or Kamala Harris or Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren or Amy Klobuchar or Cory Booker or Donald Trump or William Weld? They're all telling the same lies of omission. They're all committing treason by abetting our enemies who own the Federal Reserve. If we abolished the Federal Reserve, there would be no need for income taxes. There was no such thing as an income tax before 1913. Congress issued the money. There was virtually no inflation. You could survive on a very small amount of money because the currency wasn't being inflated by counterfeit dollars issued by the Federal Reserve. Tulsi Gabbard will not address this. Why would anyone think of voting for her or any of the other lying scumbags who appear on TV networks owned by the Rothschild family. 130 million Americans make this mistake in every election. They watch TV and they believe the lies that TV tell you. They believe the liars who are allowed on TV, who make no mention of how the Federal Reserve has destroyed our freedom. They go into office, and all they are is actors and actresses doing whatever the Rothschild family tells them to do to help the Rothschilds rob everyone in the United States. As a military officer, Tulsi Gabbard should be going to the generals and pleading with them to send troops into Congress to arrest every member of Congress, including herself, because every one of them commits treason every day, and they have done so since December 23rd of 1913, when the criminals in there created the Federal Reserve, and the criminal named Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act. We have to abolish this bank. We have to remove everyone from Congress. We have to remove every attorney from our government. And you goddamn fools who keep voting for Democrats and Republicans have to stop it. You can't vote for these criminals because all of them are enemies of we the people. You have to talk about this. You have to wake up, stop believing anything you see on TV, and understand that everyone who is allowed on TV to run for president is lying to you. Every one of them is an enemy of we the people, including the liar for today, Tulsi Gabbard. Thanks for watching.